Coming to you a little casual today, but I want to talk to you about my most recent column, and thank you for reading them every week. It's a joy to write them. This one actually is entitled K through 12 Education Cuts Outright Lies. Now folks, before we had even passed the budget, liberals at the NCAE, that's the equivalent of the teachers union in North Carolina, the North Carolina Education Association, doesn't represent all the teachers, only those who are foolish enough to pay them money. And liberals across the state, media pundits and the like, you can find hundreds of articles online saying the Republicans were cutting K through 12 education. Well, folks, numbers are numbers and they add up. And let me tell you, we actually have increased funding in this budget to the tune of $361,407,582. There are no budget cuts. Then why do the liberals keep saying K through 12 was cut? I can't answer that for you because it absolutely was not. I'll tell you what they are upset about though. They're upset about getting rid of teacher tenure. Why is that a problem for the educrats? Well, they like everything based on seniority. You see, that's the way it works in unions. The longer you hang around, the more you get paid. Not necessarily the better a job you do. What we've done is we've turned around and not only have we gotten rid of tenure, we have empowered our local boards of education to actually set up their own programs. Let me tell you how it works. 17 out of almost 100,000 teachers, only 17 were fired in the last year. The rest of them must be doing great work. Well, what we've done is we have instituted our state's first locally controlled merit pay for teachers program. And you'll see over the next year as our local school boards enact these programs themselves, devolving power from the way the Democrats like it. It's all supposed to be in Raleigh or Washington, but that's not the way Republicans like it. We want to devolve the power down to our local school boards and empower them to reward their best teachers, to not simply pay you for hanging around, but to pay you for performing. So maybe you've only been out of school a year from Teachers College, but you are out there in the classroom performing. You're the one who deserves the raise. Listen to this. Beginning in 2014, using the locally developed system, school districts can reward four-year contracts to the top 25% of teachers in their systems. Better yet, these contracts provide $5,000 in pay for excellence to the best teachers and guaranteeing top teachers a $500 pay raise for 4 consecutive years. We're working hard to empower people to do the right things. What about the bad teachers? Well, guess what? This program also gives the authority and empowers our local school boards to get rid of them. So in other words, we get the best of all worlds. We get to reward the best teachers no matter how long they've been around, and we get to get rid of the bad teachers no matter how long they've been around. That's what it's all about, empowering folks. Because in the end, the NCAE doesn't represent children. It represents members of their union. And what's good for children isn't necessarily what the union cares about, but that's what we care about. That's what we've concentrated on. We've got a new face of education in North Carolina. It's about real reform. It's not about protecting the status quo. We're going to continue to work hard. Is everything perfect? No. But we spend $8,500 per child per year in North Carolina on education. And we need to get our money's worth. And that's what we're going to keep working toward. You have ideas, you have thoughts, you have programs, you have questions. I'm always here. I'm always available to talk, and I want to hear from you. So please let me hear from you, and keep reading my columns at carolinacolumns.com.